through my veins. On the pitch where the glory remains, the cockerel stands brave on the crest. North London pride, this ain't no jest. From Lane to the new shining ground, echo chants where the legends are found. Heroes carved in the heart of time, we march on through grit and grime. Oh Tottenham, Tottenham till I die. Raise the banner, let it fly. Through the rain, through the fire, this is my club, my only desire. Oh Tottenham, Tottenham till I die. Raise the banner, let it fly. Through the rain, through the fire, this is my club, my only desire. Echoes of King and Greaves in the air. Every goal, the sound declares. Heartbeats pound like a drummer's song, marching forward fierce and strong. We're the ones who rise in the clash, numbers running in a white shirt dash. History burns in the roaring crowd, every game we scream it loud. Oh, I'm Tottenham, Tottenham till I die. Raise the banner, let it fly. Through the rain, through the fire, this is my club, my only desire.
Hi guys, and welcome to the greatest show on earth. Welcome to THFC to a Die, home of Tottenham past, present, and hopefully an exciting future under Thomas Frank. Hopefully we might get some Christmas cheer as Tottenham go marching on, as we're doing well now. We're unbeaten in 2 games.
Wow.
Yeah.
If we win one more, isn't that called a winning streak? Remember
Yeah,
what those things
yeah.
were, guys? I remember them from
I-
a couple of years ago. Winning streaks.
What's a winning streak? I don't know. But joining me, this man needs no introduction the world over. Yes, he fights out of somewhere in England, somewhere just outside Luton, 20 miles up the M1 to come off at Junction 9, and he's 10 minutes there. He's 10 minutes from there.
Oh yeah. Big up Luton. Let's big up Luton. Yeah, lovely place.
He's in the THFC top security centre for operations.
Yeah.
But
I would just
I
like to
know-
say, anyone living in Luton, I'm joking. I love it because I don't want you to come round and cap my ass. Is that what they say, Tommy?
yeah, it is. But I tell you one thing though, Tequila, I can't introduce you the way this man can introduce you. I'm gonna have to do it. So this is it. This will be Tequila's introduction from now on.
Let's get ready to rumble!
There you go. He is called Tequila Simon Jordan 316. How are you, Tequila?
Bit sniffles, but I'm okay. It is December though, so as you are. Be Christmas soon, Demo. Merry Christmas, everyone. I know it's 20 days. Well, actually, no, it's 2 weeks, isn't it? 2 weeks today. 3 weeks.
Yeah.
2 days. 2 weeks. 1 day. 15 days.
Yeah. 15 days. Do you like your introduction somewhere in the THFC Technology Centre, building for the future? You know,
Data centers. Is that what they're called? Demo?
data center.
All
Yeah,
the
data
AI,
center.
AIs are.
Yeah,
AI is going to
you-
take over soon, guys. We're all going to become robots.
But you are an AI.
I could be. That would be a great plot twist. In the end, I am Skynet. I take over everything. I was Skynet all along. I'll buy Spurs. I'll turn all the players. Well, we'll get rid of their legs and give them proper robotic legs. Then they'll all be great footballers. I'll keep Basuma just for the lulls, and he can sit backstage, do the laughing gas, and we can all have a good laugh. I think.
Yeah. Look, I welcome a few people in. I want to get serious. I do. I want to get deadly serious before we start. I want to get serious straight away to get. I'm going in straight for the kill.
Go for it.
No mention about tonight. Let's welcome a few people in. Big up to Wayne Bonner. Good evening, everyone. Hope you're all well. Spurs are on a roll. 3 unbeaten. Attacking again. Yes, we're unbeaten in the last 3 in all competitions, Tequila. We have scored 3. We've scored 7 goals and only conceded 2 in our last 3 games in all competitions. There you go.
I guess if you look at it that way, it's not too bad, is it?
Yeah, Tequila just fell off his keyboard. Wherever AI set on, I don't know. Big up to Colum as well from the Manchester United agenda. Big up to you, Sir Colum. Hope you're doing
Big up,
well.
mate.
Yes, Colum has been nominated for a knighthood for his services to football. Me and Tequila are giving you one. We're giving you one, Colum. We're giving you a knighthood. We decided that is, you get a knighthood for your services to THFC, to Idai, and football in general on YouTube. What do you reckon? Should we give him a knighthood, Tequila, or an MBE or CBE?
We'll give him an MBA like Beckham got an MBA. Is that what Beckham got last year? Or was he knighted?
got
I can't
knighted.
remember.
He
Was he
got
knighted?
knighted. Yeah.
There you go, Colm. We'll knight you like Bex.
Yeah.
Wish you could take the
Yeah,
corner
go.
like you could, mate.
Yeah. So Sir Colum. I don't know what his Mrs. would be called then. She'd be Lady something, wouldn't she?
Well, I've got to be careful what I say, but hopefully that he's,
Yeah.
She's nicer than Posh Spice. I believe she is, from what I know.
No. From what I know, Posh Spites could actually take a few tips from Colum's Mrs. There you go. Her and Mrs. Tron would put Posh Spice in the bin. If Mrs. Colum and Mrs. Tron went out like as a couple of wags. Right?
I mean, I never really liked Posh Spice that much.
No,
I
did
preferred,
not.
I always preferred the ginger one. Can't remember her name.
I preferred Emma. I prefer Baby Spice.
Or the blonde one. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, Jerry Halliwell, who's married to Christian Horner, the Formula One.
Jerry, I can remember her name. Yeah. She was a 13-year-old me, or however old I was. Loved her.
13-year-old you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Big up to Decay. Hi. But what's that? Hi from B Mount Lees. Big up to you, David. Hope you're doing well, bud. We've got Wayne saying going in straight away. What? No. Just going in straight away.
No lubrication. Wayne doesn't believe in it. That's what he tells me anyway.
Yeah. You fucker. There goes the monetary for that stream straight out the window.
We didn't say anything wrong. We were just talking about lubrication. Sometimes,
I said fucking. I said fuck.
I gone in. Swear jars already.
Swear jar already. Roger Daltrey got knighted today. Did he really? From the Who? Interesting. I didn't know that. Big up to you anyway. Big up to Sir Roger Daltrey now. That's where he is. Posh Spice is so thin. Dogs mistake her for a dog. David, if you're watching, it wasn't us that said it. We take no responsibility for that. Yeah, we got he meant to say that, but we got that. Posh Spice. Anyway, can we get away before we get sued by David Beckham, actually, please?
You're making a lot of people unhappy there, mate. You're going to have Com's missus be upset with you as well.
Why?
You can have it, yeah. You called her a Spice Girl, mate.
No, I called her she was better than Posh Spice. I said she was. What I said was her and Mrs. Tron, Posh Spice couldn't lay a finger on them because they're a higher level.
So you think if Mrs. Tron and Com's missus should create a girl band?
Yeah.
What would you call them?
Become YouTube or become. Do you remember the Wags back in the 2006 World Cup?
The what?
You remember they used to be called Wags, the wives and girlfriends.
You said Wags. I thought you said okay. I thought I heard something very different then. I won't say what I heard. Yeah,
my speech is a bit.
I heard something very different. Yeah. We all know the Wags. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there you go. They can be the head. They can be the head of them.
Wow, 3 out of 10, David. Oh, that's a well.
Can we?
I'm thinking
about football and just get.
I'm thinking about it. A couple of them were frees. I agree.
Yeah.
Some of them were frees. Yeah, a couple.
Girls
of them.
Aloud for me were better than the Spice Girls.
I liked Eternal if anyone remembers them, especially the
Oh,
white
I-
girl.
Yeah,
Very nice.
TLC. That was a good band as well.
I remember their song "Chasing Waterfalls." That's all I remember.
Yeah,
Sugar,
I love
no,
that song.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love that song. Right, can we talk about football, please?
Yeah. But we got ourselves into enough trouble.
Yeah, we have. You and me are definitely like the sports bar. We start off getting ourselves into trouble, and then we just go and start talking about football.
You're the one. Cundy wears that silly little clown mask now. Actually, you're wearing that down there. You're wearing the clown
No,
mask.
I would be called dead wearing that. Right, come on.
He looks ridiculous. Go on then.
It does. It does. Let's talk about football. Let's talk about Basuma. Start because you and me haven't been done for a while together. I know I had my say in it last night, Peter, about what I would do to him as the club, but I want to put this into a wider context. Should the Premier League be doing something? Because if you think about it, footballers are role models, aren't they? If they like it or not, footballers are definitely role models. Tottenham can only do so much. Surely the Premier League have to get involved now, and there has to be a domestic ban for them. Do you think there has to be lessons learned from this?
Well, I mean, firstly, I think it was Rain Man yesterday or the day before. I think it was yesterday. I thought he was mid-20s. I thought he was like 26, but Rain said he's 29. So that makes it even worse because he's not even what you call young. Look, I know that 29 is not old, but you're not a kid at 29, right? And so, that makes him one of the older players in the team. Not the oldest. I know he's not as old as Davis, but he's in the upper end of the meant to be respected kind of. He's nearly classed as a veteran player. He's nearly up there.
Yeah.
A couple of years, and he definitely will be. So it's like, what kind of a role model for the younger players at the club? We're not even talking about young boys who will see him as a hero, but just the young kids in the under 21s or in the academy who probably do look up to Bissouma, and this is what they're going to learn. If I'm the club, I throw the absolute book at this dude. The absolute everything that I can get away with, and I don't know the exact laws of what they can and can't do. I mentioned yesterday to Rain about a breach of contract. He was kind of saying it probably isn't, but it probably should be, and 100%, because the man is damaging his body, right? He's abusing his body, making him less. He's making him sicker and iller, so that he will not be able to compete at the top level. He is voluntarily doing this. Nobody's putting a gun to the man's head and forcing him to do these things. He is voluntarily damaging his body, making him a less efficient footballer. Surely you would think there should be something in the contracts about that, and that contract should be cancelled. He should get no more pay. If we cancel the contract, he's going to get a payoff. That shouldn't be the case. Yeah. We should be done. We should be able to tear it up, right, and give whatever's left of his contract, the 6 months, give that to one of the top charities, and that would be a damn lot of money. Probably 500,000, maybe even more. 6 months of his contract. Give it to a charity.
I agree. I mean, you know what I said last night, Keeler, and I meant he should be sacked, and he should be sacked now. With only 6 months on his contract, do you think Tottenham might drag this out a little bit? And also, I was saying it last night. I wanted your views. I think Ange Postecoglou actually has to bear responsibility for this as well, because the first time it happened was under his watch, and Tottenham just gave him a match ban, and he was always late for training, and they tried to softly approach. I think Ange should have turned around and said, "Right, I'm sorry. When this first happened, let's deal with this now, one way or the other. Right, you're at this club."
I remember you and me discussing it live. I have a memory of it. You and me discussing it as we are now. When it came out that Bassoum had done this thing under Ange, and we both said, both of us, even though we didn't agree on Ange that much at the time, we both said that what Ange had done was not enough because he missed one game.
Yeah,
and then he was right back in it.
And then I think he scored on his return.
Yeah,
And he kept
apparently,
doing this.
and then
He was
all the fans wanted to just say, oh yeah, no, not for me, right? Not for me. He should have been given a significant ban, right? He should have been used I mean, courts do this all the time. He should have been used as an example to the other players,
Mhm.
younger players, even then, and as you said, role models. He wasn't. Ange gave him an ever so small tap on the wrist and then put him right back in, probably because at the time it was the best we kind of had. We didn't have a Paulinho. We didn't.
But the club were also at fault as well for if this was Manchester United, right, under Fergie, right, back in the day, right, and just saying, I don't know, maybe Colin will tell us in the chat, like he's the Man United expert, not us, like. But could you imagine if somebody in the United team, I don't know, just pick a player out of random, say Gary Neville, right, who came through the system and Fergie caught him doing that? Do you think his arse wouldn't hit the ground while he was being kicked out of Old Trafford? Look what happened to Roy Keane. He did that interview, didn't he, for MUTV? And within 3 days, he was sacked. Contract ripped up. Thank you very much. There you go. Do you think football clubs now are scared?
He wasn't a big money signing.
No, he wasn't.
That's not true, Gerard. Sorry, mate.
What's he saying?
No, he's just like I think he's trying to say that he couldn't be left out because he was a big money signing. He wasn't. He was like 22 million, I think, or maybe 28 million. I'm not going to say that's pocket change, but in today's world, that's not a big money signing. We generally got a good deal for him, and also that wasn't just after he signed. That was the year after. Yeah, if he would have bought him a month or two before, then maybe I'd understand a bit. But he'd been there over a year. This is his second season, I think.
But do you get my point? Do you get my point with Fergie? That his ass wouldn't hit the ground like, and this is where I think Tottenham have shot themselves in the foot because a year later he's doing the same thing. I mean, you're gonna have to be deaf, dumb, or fucking stupid to do this to kid. I'm sorry. It's bad.
What about you blame the club, and I'm not saying they don't have accountability. I mean, the ultimate accountability is the man himself. You know, typically as a Spurs player, we've had this criticism last couple of weeks with Porro. Yeah. The most of these players, or at least a hell of a lot of them, they take no personal accountability. What more proof do you need? Basuma again doesn't take accountability. He said he was sorry, learnt nothing, so that was a lie. He lied, didn't learn anything. Was given a little tap on the wrist by Ange. Ange didn't show any proper leadership. Not shocked. I never thought he was much of a leader anyway. But the players themselves in the dressing room also, now we don't know if any of them sat him down and have a word to him, but if any of them did, he didn't listen to them. If I'm Romero, right, Romero is meant to be our captain, and you would like to think Romero, right, World Cup winner, is going to sit down and say, listen, mate, what you doing? What you doing?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
But we don't know if that ever happened. We're not in the locker room, so we don't know. But if I'm Romero now, and I did try and have a word with him last season, I'd be 2-footed tackling him every time I see him in training.
Yeah.
And that might not sound good, but idiots like this, dumbasses like Basuma, they ain't going to learn any other way. You can't teach these guys. They're not going to learn any other way. But what would Roy Keane do to Basuma if that was a United locker room?
If he did that, say United, but say if he was with Ireland, right, Roy Keane would have kicked him from one end of Ireland to the other. He wouldn't have him in the squad.
Exactly.
He would have went to the FAI and said, right, I don't want that man in the squad.
He would have been probably banned from the locker room. He probably would have been made to apologise to all his teammates and said, if you ever do anything like this again, you're going to get got. And yes, I know how it sounds, but that was Roy Keane was like that. We all know that he was, and I can respect it for that as well. I know it's not politically. I know it's not politically correct. I know they're all snowflakes, and then they're not allowed to be criticised. We already saw that the other week. You're not allowed to criticise them, otherwise you're not proper fans. But no, Dermo, it's like I've got no excuse for Basuma, and the thing is, if he were to get back into the team again, if he came back into the team again and played really well, people would forgive him, not me.
No, for me, I think with January coming up, you're either going to cancel his contract or just take a cut price and get rid of him. If I'm being honest, I mean, he's already been suspended this year anyway under Thomas Frank in pre-season. Do you remember he turned up late and he wasn't there for was it the Newcastle game?
And there was Demo, if you remember, there was question marks over him. I mean, I'll be careful what I say, because in this case he was kind of proven to be innocent. But
yeah,
the term "smoke without fire."
yeah,
Before we signed him, Demo, he had problems in a nightclub with his
Yeah.
friend in nightclub. So that should have been a little bit of a warning sign. You know what else should have been a
Mhm.
warning sign? The fact that we got a good price for him when really
Yeah.
we were all a bit confused, almost as if Brighton were maybe thinking to themselves,
I know it's for me. It's a for me. It just needs sorted out now, and get it done. Because the longer it drags on, the longer it's going to impact. I think the squad. I think it's going to impact the. I mean, he's injured at the moment, so maybe that's a blessing in disguise. But I think you have. I think Gerard's right, and this comment here I think is spot on. Actually, maybe Ange showed him too much empathy. Maybe he did, but
he's desperate. That's why Ange was desperate.
yeah. But also, managers have to be strict as well. They have to be the father figure. They have to be the boss. They have to be the person that the players fear. If players don't see a fear within a manager, then the players are going to walk over that manager, and that's the problem. And I think Basuma is this type of individual with all the talent in the world. For me, he doesn't deserve to have this lifestyle he's got. He doesn't deserve it. There's plenty of players, Tequila, that haven't made it that deserve it more than he does. So I think he owes. I think he should come out publicly, and he hasn't even publicly apologized yet. And the top of that, he deleted all the Tottenham stuff off his Instagram. So what does that tell you? He doesn't have respect for the club. He doesn't have respect for the badge. He doesn't have respect for us fans.
It's
He has
just another.
respect for no one.
Yeah, it's just another mercenary, as we know so many of them are. That's all.
Yeah, the sooner he can goes, the fucking better, in my view. Also,
Demo, if he would have played blinders for us, you
Mhm.
see, it's a little bit like Mo Salah is a good example. Everyone's saying, and probably rightly so, oh, he's selfish, he's only in it for himself. But and they're probably 100% bang on. He's an egomaniac. He's got a massive ego. You know what? He probably does. A lot of the best players do. But that's the difference between him and Basuma. That's Mo Salah, who scores hundreds of goals for title-winning teams. This is Basuma.
Yeah,
this
I
is
know.
Basuma.
On that, Bud, what is your view on that Mo Salah and Arnie Slot thing? It's a bit of a weird one to come out with, isn't it? It's a bit of a sort of, when that broke out last Sunday, like, I couldn't believe what I was reading. Like, look, there's no smoke with that fire, Tequila. We don't know what goes on within dressing rooms. And we do know, we've all said it, that Liverpool did win the league last year with a Klopp team. Do you look, it's going to be a massive decision to Liverpool back the player or back the manager. Now, how do you see it ended? How do you see it ending? I think they're going to back the player. I think Arnie Slot's a dead man walking. Personally, if you look at the run Liverpool are on now, to be fair, Tequila, 3-1 up against Leeds and drew 3-3.
The thing is, he's not a spring chicken, so
no,
he has come to the end of his career. I know players play till they're much older,
but
he has come out to the last couple of years. So Liverpool, they might be thinking to themselves, well, he's causing problems. Maybe it's time we cash in that check. While he's still got a bit of value. You see, stuff like this is only going to lower his value, because now he's given himself this. Now it's in the public. It's in the public eye. That now it's like, oh, he's a great player, but do we want this kind of egomaniac, how he's coming across a little bit? Do we really want that? And a lot of clubs will say yes. I'm not even seeing. Look, if he was offered to Spurs, I'd probably be thinking, it'd be hard to say no, wouldn't it? Let's be honest.
I wouldn't take him.
You wouldn't.
Nope. I don't want that. I don't want that. I get what you're saying. You'd be off your head
because we're not talking about a good player. We're talking about one of the best players in the world over the last 10 seasons. She has been.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys would both say no to Salah.
I just don't like the way he would operate within the dressing room.
The thing I don't get though, with you guys saying you say no to Salah. If you're saying to me, Tequila, I don't want players in our team who are egomaniacs, my reply to you is honestly, we should get rid of half of our team at least then, because I think half
Yeah,
of our team is
I agree.
egomaniacs.
I agree.
So if you're willing to put up with bang average players in our squad who are egomaniacs, right? I won't even name names. Names are already coming into your head. I haven't got to say which names. We might as well take Mo Salah, because at least Mo Salah gets it done on the pitch, which at least justifies the fact he's an egomaniac.
Yeah, well,
Spurs squad, half of them haven't done enough to even justify the egos they've got.
No, the reason why I wouldn't take him is totally different to what you've just said. The reason I wouldn't take him is I think he's past it. I think he's on the downward. He's on the downward. He's going downhill now. I think also he demands. I mean, I think it was somebody said it somewhere in the chat that he demands to be. He doesn't want to fight for his place. I think you got to be fighting for your place every game. I don't care who you are. I'm sure Wayne Rooney, who was a good player at United, or Glenn Hoddle at Tottenham, had to fight for their places. You know, if they're out injured and another player comes in and he's doing better than him and he's playing really well, he's got to fight for his place. And Salah doesn't want to do that. And I think thirdly, I've never liked Salah. I've never really taken to him. I've always found him to have this. All good players have this arrogance, have this sort of arrogance of I'm better than you. And yes, he played well for Liverpool. Yes, he's done well for them over the years. But what do you say he's going to come to Tottenham and do the same? Do you know he may come to Tottenham and completely flop? I just think most if it,
yeah, but that's a risk for any player.
Yeah, but if it was Mo Salah, I know Knight said 5 years ago. If it was Mo Salah 3 years ago, I would have said yes, snap him up, no problem. Mo Salah now, probably not. I would probably be looking at younger players in their middle 20s. I think I just don't like his attitude.
Yeah,
and
but
that's what's turning me off.
Mo Salah, right? If Mo Salah were to come to, it's never going to happen anyway. But if
No.
Mo Salah came to Spurs, he immediately would be significantly the best player on our team, easily.
That's not hard, is it? To be fair.
Yeah, I know, but this is what I mean. That we're talking about such jumps in levels. You know what? If we were doing really well, we were top 4 every year, and we had like quality. If we still had Kane and Sonny and stuff like that, I might be with you. But when I look what we have, and the absolute jump in class, even an older Mo Salah, who you're right is probably going to start declining, just like Sonny did a couple of years ago, but we still get him for a couple of years. That jump in class, right? It's not a small jump. So this is why I mean I can't get behind not wanting him, even though I agree that yes, he's an egomaniac, but he probably had a little bit of a right to be, because he's probably been in top 5 best players in the world probably for the last couple of years. Certainly in the Premier League.
Yeah, he's got that arrogance where he deserves to have that arrogance, if you know what I mean. All good players have it, Keely. You know that yourself. Harry Kane even has that arrogance about him. You know, as probably
I understand what I do get it, Knights. I'm not defending the man's character. My point is still though, it's like if we're going to act this way for an equality player who at least got some reason to be this arrogant, right? Because he can back it up at least, right? And then I look throughout the squad. Maybe it's just how I perceive the squad, but I see a bunch of egomaniacs in our squad who have done nothing except win the Europa League. So if this is our way of thinking towards all footballers, then most of our squad, I'm not going to say all of them, but an awful lot of them can just go right now. Let's get rid of them all right now if we're not prepared to tolerate this. My point is I'm prepared to tolerate a player like Mo Salah because of the quality he has. I'm not prepared to tolerate some of the squad I see at Spurs because they've got no right to have this kind of ego because they don't back it up on the pitch. So it's like, where do we draw the line? I'm not sticking you out. So I've got Urban's. I didn't mean that. Sorry. I'm not sticking you out, Knights. I'm just trying to understand. Like, why are we okay when it's average players, but when it's a player with Mo Salah's abilities, why are we rejecting that? I don't really understand it, mate.
I don't understand it either. I really don't. I mean, you look at our squad, which we are going to go over Friday, by the way. I'm really looking forward to this. I'm really putting this to bed, and really look, there's going to be disagreements between us, Tequila. You know that we will have to compromise. We'll have to bend a little bit, but I'm looking forward to it. I am looking forward to it because there's going to be players in this squad I think that are good, you think are not good, and it's going to be players think that in this squad you think are good, and I think they're not good. So I think we can agree that Porro's the first one to be drafted out. Send him to where did we send Napoleon?
Napoleon.
We'll send him there. He's like a little Napoleon, isn't he? Very quickly on last night's game, Bud, before we do get into transfer plans for January. Look, I didn't see Saturday's game, and you were saying to me in that Saturday's game was better than last night's, and I think last night was poor. I mean, I said it 3-4 times during the watch along that I felt we were very complacent, and to be fair, we were waiting for Savia Park to score. We were given any decent team, I think last night would have punished us, Tequila, to be fair. The chances they had. Look, we are 9th. We're only a point behind Liverpool. And between us and PSG, there's only 1 point between, I think, 6 or 7 clubs. Kudos last night. I called him Little Maradona because I saw last night the killer that you can't get that lad off the ball. His lower center of gravity when he's got the ball and his upper body strength when he's got the ball is something I haven't seen in a long time. Do you know how good of a signing has Kudos become? Because I think he's the best signing of the summer for me. And when it's starting to see shoots of Xavi as well, scoring his second goal in 2 games as well last night, I thought he had a quiet game, but took his penalty well. But Kudos, I mean, we're both old enough to remember Maradona, Tequila. So, can you see that little bit of Maradona about him? I can, but I don't know if it's just me.
No, he's a good player, but I mean, I know that you're not saying he's as good as Maradona, and I'm not putting words in your mouth because I know you never said that. But I guess maybe it's just a pet peeve, like this person's the next Maradona, this person's the next Pele, this person's the next Rooney, this person's he should be the first of his own kind, right? Forge your own path.
Yeah. I get
Be the first Kudos, right? Don't worry about being someone else. He's a good player, though. Maybe he had a good game. I don't know. I mean, I think he's again. We need to give it a bit longer to see if he can keep up these levels. But he did well. Simmons did well. Simmons has had a good couple of games, and it's like everyone's kind of saying, "Oh, can we all forgive Simmons?" It's like, well, hold on. He's had a couple of good games. Let's see if he can keep this up and come back to us in a couple of months to see if he can keep it up. And then once he starts getting some consistency, then we can start saying a bit like how good or bad he is, right? He started Kudos, not Kudos started well, faded a little bit, maybe as we caption it a bit. Simmons started badly, and he started to come around a bit. So a bit more patient, but he had a good game. They both had good games yesterday. The opposition wasn't good.
The opposition was shit, by the way. But I want to expand what I was saying. Really, I was watching them last night, and there was a glimpse of what he was doing. Maradona did so well. It was the upper body strength. It was keeping the ball. Other players couldn't get the ball off him. He did a run last night, and he did this in the middle of the park. He just ghosted by 3 players like they weren't there, and he went on this merry run. And I just kept saying in the watch along, 86, 86, 86, because it reminded me of Maradona's second goal. The way he just switched around to England players back then. It was 2 players around him or 3, and he just went through 3 of them. And it's just, I'm not saying he's going to be the next Maradona. I probably didn't explain right what I was saying, but it was things last night reminded me of Maradona last night. It was the way you can't take the ball off him, Tequila. His upper body strength is something else good as last night. And I've seen it in the Premier League as well, where he does get the ball and his upper body strength is unreal. Nobody can get the ball off him. And the way that he runs at people, and his ball control is very good. The way he glides past people. And I just like what I'm seeing. Look, there were things last night reminding me of Maradona. I don't know why I was thinking of Maradona last night, but as a kid growing up, Maradona for me, forget all these off-field problems. On the pitch, he was the greatest player I've ever seen. apart from Glenn Hoddle, he was the greatest player I ever seen in my life, in my childhood, like in my life. Lionel Messi's probably up there with him. Probably was the generation on from Maradona. Most probably in Argentina, he was the second coming. But for me, Kudos has the chance. There's no stealing for Kudos, Tequila. This lad can go further and further and further. I don't think we've seen the best of Kudos yet. And I don't know if we'll see it at Tottenham or we'll see it if he moves on from Spurs, because he will move on from Spurs at some stage. But
he will if we don't qualify for the Champions League within the next 2 seasons. He probably will. I'm not saying he's going to leave if we don't do it this year.
I don't think he's like that, Tequila. I don't think Tequila's that. I think Tequila's very loyal. Kudos is very loyal, actually. I get what you're saying.
I don't know him personally. Look, I think most of these players are mercenaries nowadays, Demo. And so if I see, they've got to kind of prove to me that they're not, and I don't know Kudos well enough, so I'm not going to sit here and say to you that he's going to be loyal. I don't know. You don't know him. I don't know him. Neither one of us know him. Was he that loyal to West Ham? How long was he at West Ham for? 2 years, 2 seasons? And as soon as a bigger club came in for him, he moved. So,
well,
you know,
I think West Ham treat them badly anyway, but
they gave him a chance in the Premier League when no one else was willing to give him a chance.
Yeah, but West Ham are shit. We all know that. So
yeah, I know. But my point is that he saw West Ham as a stepping stone, and with all due respect to us, we're a stepping stone for the next tier up, for the Man Cities and you know, and the Liverpools. I'm not saying I don't know, but my point is that he's not shown to me like loads and loads of loyalty other places for me to think that, you know, unless he's a Spurs fan and we don't know about it. If he was a Spurs fan, then I might feel differently about it. But
yeah,
is he? I don't think he's a Spurs fan. I've not heard anything that he's a Spurs fan.
Yeah,
bless him.
No, I get it. I enjoy these talks because we do come in from totally different angles, and I enjoy these talks. I really do. They're fun to have, actually, because you always put a good counter argument to what I'm saying, and that's what I enjoy about it. That's why I call you Simon Jordan, because you do have that sort of Simon.
I'll say to Dermot, I'm not saying that Kudos isn't loyal. I'm saying I honestly don't know. I don't know. He hasn't been in a position where, you know, to really test that loyalty. Like, all I know is obviously is that he was at West Ham for 2 seasons. They gave him a platform, and the first time someone big came in from him, he left. That's all I know. That's all the information I've got. Was he at Ajax or PSV?
I think it was PSV. I think it was PSV.
Yeah, I don't know how long he was in.
Let me check. I'll check
PSV
now.
for. I know he came from one of the big Holland clubs. Me.
Yeah. Kudos. Mohamed Kudos. Here we go. Right. Joined. He was at Ajax for 3. He was at his first club for 2 years. He was at Ajax for 3 years, made 65 appearances. He made the same appearances for West Ham, 65. He was at West Ham for 2 years. And then he's been at Spurs since 2025. Yeah. He was 8 years with his youth team, Right to Dream. And then he was 3 years with Nord somebody, 51 appearances and 14 goals. So, yeah, he doesn't stay long at teams. So I get your point, but I just feel that
it was just in reference, Dermo, for like, it's like, you know, if I don't think he's going to go, like, he won't, like, unless someone puts in a crazy, I mean, this is football, unless someone puts in a crazy offer for him, then he's not going to go like over next summer or anything. I'm just saying, if we don't get Champions League within the next couple of years, he probably is going to be one of our bigger assets. Where it's going to be like, okay, well, like Modric moved on, Bale moved on, even the great Harry Kane in the end moved on. So it's just like you can't be surprised if
he spent 4 seasons in the Dutch league between 2021. And he left there in the 23-24 season.
Yeah.
So he you know what I mean? I like him. I just like
who cares whether Kudos is low? We do, mate. That's why we're talking about it, David.
Straight to the point.
Well, it's just like who cares? Just like, okay, mate, there are other channels you can watch. I mean, we're having a discussion about it. Jesus.
Well,
Some
Gary
people.
Mabbutt. Oh no, Gary Mabbutt was loyal. He stayed at the club for a long time. Steve Perryman was loyal. Stayed at the club.
They still exist, but they're definitely
Yeah.
definitely a dying
Who was
breed.
the
Though.
last Premier League player, Tequila? Was it Steven Gerrard or Matt Letizia? Who was the last player to spend all their career at one club? I know they both did.
Gerard came after Letizia, so if it's
Yeah.
out of those two, it would be Gerard. But Gerard nearly went to Chelsea. Do you remember?
He did, yeah. Why did
But
nobody buy Matt Letizia? That's the biggest question I've always wanted to know.
he told a story. I'm trying to remember. It was a while ago. I think it was on Sky Sports. So it was a while ago before he got fired from there. I think he had a chance to go to Spurs. I think he was nearly going to go to Spurs, and then he decided against it. I think he talked about it. I think somebody asked him what kind of clubs did you nearly join, and I think Spurs are one of them. But then he never went through with it. He always ended up throughout the years. He always ended up staying where he was. But I think Spurs are one of the clubs who came in for him one year, and he nearly went. I remember hearing about it.
Big up to Erwin. He says, hi, Dermot and Tequila. All in the chat. Hope you're all is good with you. Dermot, I was out cutting the tree, then fell off yesterday. Yeah, we had a hurricane yesterday. It was dreadful, the wind. It was a wind you don't wear a wig in, to be fair. You don't wear your wig going out in that wind. Thankfully, he fell off. He fell out. Firstly, what you doing up a tree in a hurricane? Firstly, bizarrely. Secondly, are you okay? And thirdly, are you feeling okay? I mean, he goes up, starts cutting his tree in a hurricane. Are you all right, though? Seriously, man, are you all right? I mean, there were Egypts in the sea yesterday in hurricane. The waves were massive, right? And there was people up in Galway in the middle of the sea, skinny dipping. I mean, Jesus Christ, like, I don't know. Let's crack on with this, Tequila.
Okay.
Right, let's get into it. Right, now, here we go. Here's a big one that warms the cockles of my heart. That really does. Bring the Irish star home. That's all I'm going to say. Bring him home. But why did he stop going off? I set this new thing, right? Is it thing you've got to oh, hang on. Okay. Right. Spurs may try and bring back Troy Parrott in January here, and 30 million is the starting point if they go ahead. Do you know what, Tequila? Just fucking stay on. Don't go off after 10 seconds. For me, yes. Get this done. Bring him home. He's better than what we got. Look, I'm sorry. Him last night, he would have scored a hat-trick last night. Troy Parrott. You look at Richie. He missed an open goal, for Christ's sake. Ray Charles and Stevie Wonder would have scored goals last night. And what did Richie do? He hit it in the one place where the keeper was sat, and the keeper was going the wrong way. The keeper's like this with his arm.
Let me ask you though, Dermo. Right?
Yeah.
If Richarlison was playing in Holland,
yeah,
do you not think he'd get 20 goals as well?
No, Richarlison is shit.
In Holland.
No, look. I think if he was playing, no disrespect to anyone but this comment, but if he was playing in the blind Premier League, he wouldn't score. He's that crap. I mean, Tequila, he had the whole, you know how big goals are, right? He had the whole goal to aim at. Pick his spot, the ball's in the back of the net. 42 seconds in, we're 1-0 up. And he can't even do that.
I know this isn't me defending Richarlison. I think he's rubbish as well. But I'm just saying is that I can just think there's been so many strikers who have scored loads of goals in Holland. And yes, there's exceptions to the rule. I think Van Nistelrooy came from there, didn't he? And he scored bucket loads for United.
Yeah.
But that's the exception to the rule.
Yeah,
Most of the time. Who was the player we had, Dermo? What was his name? Is it Vinicius?
Yeah. He went to Fulham, didn't he?
We got him from Holland. I can't remember which club. And I know we kind of got him as a backup for Kane, which probably didn't help his chances, to be fair. But you know, Parrott's a decent player, but I don't think he's more than decent. I know that he's done well for the Ireland team as well, but
that's the thing. I've seen him play for Ireland, where I don't think most people do, and I've seen an improvement in him, Tequila, from when he left Spurs to now. I think the best thing he ever did was going to Holland, because that kid he's improved as a striker. He's got more confidence now in front of goal. Yes, maybe the Dutch league is an easier league to score in. I will
Much
accept that.
it's much easier. It's
Yeah,
like the
okay,
champion. It's like the championship.
okay. But to learn your skill and to become a decent striker, you need to score goals. So you need your confidence to do that. I think, look, players have gone to London leagues and come back and hit the ground running. I think bring back Troy Parrott, bring him back now. I've seen what he can do for Ireland. He led us. He took that game, but he's got this now sort of ability to take the grain by the scruff of the neck and be in the right place at the right time. He was. I think he's taken his second chance, if you know what I mean. He's had the talent, but now he's now playing to that talent. And maybe I've got rose tinted glasses because he's an Irish player, and maybe for what he did to us over the international break. Maybe you're right, Tequila. Maybe I'm seeing it through rose tinted glasses. Maybe you're spot on this, and I'm not. But I just think compared to what we've got now, he's so much of an improvement to what we've got now.
Don't you
He
think?
really is.
Wouldn't you rather though, Dermo? Right, that he needs to come back to a more competitive league and then prove that he can do it there, and then after he's done it there, like if he were to go to something like Syria or even the Bundesliga is a decent quality. Let's say he went to the Bundesliga, he got 20 goals in the Bundesliga, right? And I'll be saying to you, okay, right, I can be on board with this because he's proven he can step up from the Dutch league. But you want to throw him right back into the Premier League.
Look,
That's
think
what that's a big jump. Again, you're throwing him right back into the Premier League.
Yeah, I get it. I get where you're coming from. Look, I think the Bundesliga's easy league as well. I rarely do.
Yeah, but it's a better league. It's a more competitive league.
Oh
than,
yeah,
than
it's an
Holland.
upgraded league than Holland. I agree with you there, 100%. It is. Look, you look at Evan Ferguson, right? Is at Roma at the moment, doing absolutely shite. Roma going to cut his loan off apparently as well and send him back to Brighton. I think Troy Parrott was given a second chance and he's grabbed it. Now you could be right. He could come back to the Premier League and he could be absolutely useless in front of goal. You could be spot on there, and you probably are spot on. But I just think, as a striker, I've seen him. I think he's improved. I've watched him off the ball as well for Ireland, and his work off the ball, Tequila, is unreal. I think he's that jack in the box you need. He's in that 6-yard area. The goals he scored against Portugal and Holland are really poachers' goals. And if you look at the strikers we have, then they're not as good. And I mean, are we such in a bad place, Tequila, that we're going to have to look at Parrott? Is this the level we're looking at?
Well,
Do you know that the point? That's the point. I'm also trying to.
As some people are saying in the chat, if this is a new Enoch, in quotation marks, if this is a new Enoch, then no, we shouldn't be going anywhere near Parrott with all due respect. I'm glad the lad's doing well. I'm hoping that he will be a success. I think he needs to go somewhere else, then make another step up after that. That's what I'd do if I was his.
I think he needs
agent.
to go. I think he needs to go to Italy. If I'm
That
being
would be
honest,
somewhere like that. That would be a good shout. But if we are meant to be flashing the cash, and I'll believe that when I see it, then we need to be looking for bigger fish. If Enoch are on the ball, if Enoch are telling the truth, which is a big, obviously, question.
Yeah, then let me twist this on its head. Then if Enoch are going after Parrott for 30 million, then doesn't that tell you what all you need to know?
Yes.
About where we're going with Enoch.
Yes.
And maybe in a sort of hypocritical way, or not a hypocritical way, maybe in hindsight for a lot of people, but not for me. Maybe I can turn around, and not for you either as well, Tequila, by the way. But to other people, we can say we told you so. Enoch would do this because you and me both don't trust them. We both don't trust what they are and what they are trying to bring to Tottenham. And then they're not going to, if they didn't do it for 25 years, why are they going to start doing it now? And that's the big question.
No, I kind of agree with you. I don't particularly believe them ever. Like I say, I'll give them what they get. They get one transfer window from me. We're all going to have different patient levels. They get what they get one. They get one. They get one summer transfer window from me, where they're fully in charge. Right when we know that they're fully in charge for it all, they get one. They get one chance for me, but only one. But no, as people in the chat are saying, it's like if we go for Parrot, especially did you say 20% reduced cost? That's Daniel. That is 100%
Daniel Levy.
Daniel Levy.
Yeah,
because we can get 20% off. He's scoring goals in Holland. Okay, let's go get him. That we can save some money. That's Daniel Levy. And then we will know, as you rightfully said, that it wasn't Daniel Levy, or at least it was Daniel Levy, but it was following orders and a remit from Enoch. So we will know that these guys is no different than. So you know what? Go do it. Then I'll get my answer quicker. I haven't got to wait till the summer window. If they go do it, I'll get my answer quicker than I thought I would.
Yeah.
So go do it. Then.
Yeah. I think from an Ireland point of view, from an Irish fan point of view, I think Gant Parrott would be great because I can see the improvement in them. But also from a Enoch point of view, then it tells us all we need to know what they're going to do. What are they? Look, I was talking to Rain last night about the sponsor. They were getting a new shirt sponsored together. With that's gonna pump money in for transfers. Do you think the stadium names are gonna link with the shirts, with the shirt sponsors we get? I have a funny feeling.
Well, yeah, but they never have before.
Well, we've never had the stadium rights before, have we? To be fair.
When did we get our last? When did we get our last shirt sponsor? How long ago? Do you remember?
Oh, is that White Hart Lane?
Was it that long?
Yeah.
Okay. All right then.
I know they've brought in the fella that did the Everton sponsoring. They've brought him in to get a new stadium sponsor name for us.
I thought we changed shirt sponsors more frequently than that.
No.
How long did we have Mansion for? Was that just a short one then?
That was a short one. Hang on, let me check. Spurs. How long with AIA? Right. Yeah. According to club's official, AI will remain Tottenham's front shirt sponsor until the end of the 26-27 season, after which it would transition into a role of a global training partner from July 27 through to 2032. Right. How long? I'm trying to find out.
Well, when it started.
Yeah.
If anyone in the chat knows, let us know. Well, me and Demo try and see if we can find this.
Yeah, because I'd be interested in how long they've been our shirt sponsor, actually. 2019.
Right, so then it was probably right. Okay.
So yeah,
okay.
No, sorry, no. Following the expansion of the partnership in 2017, when AIA became the club's global principal partner, today announced that Shanghai will see the partnership extend to the end of 26-27 season. The AIA brand will continue to appear on the front of the club's men and women. So it was, 2017.
Well, in that case, then then we haven't had to negotiate a shirt sponsor then since the stadium. Maybe that will factor into it. Maybe it'll be a package deal. I suppose it could be. You think that's the reason why we didn't bother getting the stadium? Well, that's crazy business though. If Levy was waiting until the shirt sponsorship was up for grabs before agreeing to do the stadium thing, and how many years of sponsorship did he waste doing that? Then no wonder they're looking into his deals.
Yeah, we are going to get into that as well. We are going to. I'm trying to find out that news. Anyway, we are going to look into that. So we're going to get into that in a minute. A lot of people saying Dean Scarlett is better than Tell. I would agree there.
Dean Scarlett's better than Tell. No, I'm not going to join you on that one.
What you, me, to be fair, thought it should have been a loan deal this year anyway. And apparently he's really unhappy at Tottenham Tell at the moment for what I'm hearing.
Shocking. Don't you remember that he didn't want to sign for us? He didn't want to sign for us to start with. We had to literally force him to sign for us on loan.
Yeah.
He probably didn't want to come full stop. He probably thought under Ange you might have a chance, and then of course Ange gets canned. Didn't we agree to sign him before Ange went, or if it was more or less at the same time? Who is he being bought for, Dermo?
Oh, God knows.
Which manager was he being bought for? The one who we just about to fire, or the one we hadn't even decided, or the new one we hadn't even decided to hire yet?
Yeah.
This club sometimes, I tell you, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah, it is. I've just worked out what I did wrong now. There's a new thing on here that you can keep the banners on for a certain length of time.
Yeah, you can give them 10 seconds and turn them off.
Yeah, but now I've worked out how to keep it on longer. So doesn't take long.
You just keep them on permanently, don't man, until you turn them off.
Yeah. Thiago, the Brentford striker, is on the list of possible potential players that Tottenham are looking at in January. These are all January transfer rumours, by the way. Not the summer. These are just January. Maybe that might sort of change people's opinions on ENIC if this is just January. But look, I like this striker, Tequila. I think he's playing very well for Brentford. How he's not being picked for Brazil, God only knows. It's just head boggling, really. The Brazil are screaming out for a striker. They're playing the striker who can't hit an open goal, and they got this one playing for Brentford who's banging them in. Would you be wary of buying another Brazilian striker, or do you think this player would be an upgrade on what we got? Because who knows when we're going to see Solanke?
I think we need to forget about Solanke for this season. Whatever is going on, the fact that he was taken out of the Champions League squad suggests to me that he's not coming back anytime soon.
No.
Unfortunately.
Apparently, there's off-field problems as well, apparently.
Such as what?
Apparently.
What have you heard?
I haven't heard. I read it somewhere that there was off-field problems. That's what I've read. So, unless our source can let us know about Solanke. But I think you're right. Him being taken out of the Champions League squad, I think that sends a very big signal. But Thiago, yeah or nay? Would he be a player you'd be interested in? I wouldn't say no to him, but how would you feel about it?
I think he's better than our other Brazilian. I don't know if that says a lot.
Not really.
And the story is, I can't remember the South African expert was talking about it the other week. Apparently, this guy, a lot of the fans want him to be starting for Brazil, but they're reluctant to because he plays for an unfashionable club. I don't know. I don't know why that should matter, but apparently because he plays for Brentford, it's like, it's not fashionable enough. It's like, who cares?
Was that on Talk Sport?
It was, it was, yeah.
Because they're not a big club.
Yeah, fashionable.
That's mad, man. That is mad. I mean, how do you think he's performed this year for Brentford? I think he's done very well, actually. I think he's performed very well.
I think he's decent. Again, he's decent enough for what we want to do, right? If you're looking for just an upgrade, then he probably is an upgrade. But if you're going to be, I don't know how much he's going to cost us. He won't be cheap, especially in January. No. He's not going to be cheap. But wouldn't you rather get somebody, a bit more of a level up? I'm not saying it's bad by all means, but I'm just. Is that where we want to be? This is all I'm questioning.
I agree. I totally agree. I do like David's comment. He has a Brazilian passport, fully verified, apparently.
Well, we need to go check Richie's again because I'm smelling fakery with Dermo. I'm smelling fakery with Rich Hollison's.
We've got a few questions here from the chat. We'll get to your chats in a minute, guys. So do give us a few minutes because I know there's a few people there. I just want to get through this transfer news if we can. James Trafford has been looked at for a competition for Vicario. I think this is a no-brainer, to be fair, Tequila. I really think this is a no-brainer.
His,
You look at
his, how old is he now? Is
uh,
he even 21, 22? Is he? He's
I
still pretty
think
young, isn't he?
he's still pretty young. I don't know who's playing for at the moment. Just let me check. But look, if you look at him, and if you look at Kingsky, I, wouldn't you make a move? Because Kingsky, I think we're
Mhm.
damaging Kingsky's career basically at the moment.
I think, well, there's rumours that in training, apparently, Kinky, as I call him, has regressed.
Yeah.
I think Trafford would be a decent option. He's a younger keeper.
23.
Yeah, so he's still on the young for a keeper. That's obviously still very young for a keeper because we know they mature much older. Only issue is Dermo. You're buying a keeper of 23. He probably should be playing every week. Is he going to get in ahead of Vicario? So it becomes a little bit like, well, what do we do? Just keep him on the bench. If you keep him on the bench, he's never going to get any better. So you bring in a young keeper to try and improve. He never gets any game time. When I think of a backup keeper, I think of a more of an elder statesman.
Yeah.
This kind of main keeper and then a young understudy. It doesn't seem to be working for us. But if you're asking me, do I think he's better than Kinky? Then yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Like as a second choice, I'll take him in a heartbeat. Yeah, but
he started at Man City, went out loans at Accrington Stanley, Bolton Wanderers twice, made 11 appearances for Accrington Stanley, 22 and 45 appearances each for Bolton Wanderers, then was sold to Burnley for 15 million quid, spent 3 years, I think, at Burnley, made 73 appearances for them, and then was brought back by Man City at the start of this season, and he's already made 3 appearances for Man City. He's also an England under 21 international. If you look at he's on this list as well. He won the professional under 18s development league in 2019-20. He won the professional under 23 development league in 2021 for Man City. He's already won the EFL trophy in 22-23 for Bolton. He's also a winner with England of the under 21 championships in 2023. He's also been Player of the Month 2025, Team of the Season 24-25, Golden Gloves 24-25, and Championship Player of the Year 24-25. He also won the European Under 21 Championship Team Tournament 23, and also was Bolton Wanderers Young Player of the Year 22-23, and that was shared. His stats do go up quite well, Tequila. If you look at the time he has played in the Premiership with Burnley, 28 appearances, 23-24, 45 appearances last year, 24-25. As I said, only 3 appearances. So he's made 154 appearances in total for Manchester City. No, that's just the league. In total, 166 appearances he's made in his professional debut. I wouldn't say no to this. I quite like James Trafford. I think he's got good potential. But yeah, you want him coming in and playing regularly and not sitting on the bench. Do you think what does he do better than Vicario then? What's the one thing in your mind that
I think he's just more. I think he's just more solid. I don't know if he's a better shot stopper than Vicario. But then again, that is Vicario's main asset.
Mm.
So he probably isn't a better shot stopper than
Yeah.
Vicario. But when it comes to an all-round keeper, I just think he's a bit more solid. And that is the thing is you've got to ask yourself, then, mate. What do you want in your keeper? Do you want a keeper? We had this a little bit with Lloris. Do you want a great shot stopper who's always got a mistake in him, or do you want somebody maybe who's not quite as glamorous but consistently doesn't make fluffs? What is it you want?
I don't want somebody who makes fluff. I mean, you look at here, he's been praised for his reflexes and distribution, which is important.
Yeah.
And he's noted for his ability to get clean sheets, breaking multiple records with Bolton and Burnley. And when, he won the European Championships without conceding a goal. So there's a goalkeeper that has all the ability you need. Yes, Vicario is a good shot stopper. Yes, he's very vocal. But I think he'd be an upgrade for me on Vicario. I think Vicario sometimes can be a liability. And I think that's too much of a problem. If you look at the goals he's conceded, Tequila, in the big games, he does leave you in a bit of dread, doesn't he? To be fair, you look at the goal he conceded against
Well, yeah.
Fulham.
Yeah.
I mean, any other keeper just whacks that down the line. He thinks he's an outfield player. And any other goalkeeper were busting their gut to get back in front of that goal as well. I'm sick of this Vicario. I like him. I think he is a good keeper. He is a good shot stopper. But I'm just sick of the mistakes. And I think if we can get an upgrade on him, I'd take
Yeah,
it.
but the thing is that Trafford, I believe Trafford's got the potential to be a better goalkeeper, but I don't know if he's a better goalkeeper as of this minute. So what do? You throw him in there and what he had him learn on the job. The problem you're going to have with that is if he has a couple of bad performances, the fans are going to get on him, as all fans do. It's not particularly a Spurs thing. He's going to, he's still young, and young players generally, they do kind of, their consistency sometimes can drop off.
Yeah.
So it's like you're going to throw him in a deep end, right? And it's sink or swim. And I'm not saying he can't swim. I don't know. I'm not saying he can't. But if he doesn't, what happens? The fans are going to get on him, and then what do you do? And then do you think he wants to come? If he can't get games for City, which is a tough ask to be fair, if he can't really get games for City, does he want to trade one bench for another? I wouldn't.
I think from Thomas Frank's point of view, then I don't think he would. But let me ask you this: do you think Thomas Frank's happy with Vicario? Or is Vicario Inter Milan's supposed to be in for Vicario? Then does that give him a way out then?
Well, I think he's Italian as well, so there's always going to be the home factor as well with that. Yeah, I can see him going back to Italy. I'll be lying. I can see him going back to Italy. Maybe that's already in the pipeline. Maybe that maybe this rumor is true. Maybe this is for something. Maybe this won't happen in January. Maybe I know you've got it as a January sign, but maybe this is something we'll be gearing up for the summer. Maybe Frank said to Vicario, "Yeah, we'll keep you this year, but you can move on after that." We don't know how far ahead they plan these things, don't we?
We don't know, do we, bud? But look,
he's a good keeper though. I'd be happy to have him as an understudy. My fear is that he'll play like 5 games a season, playing the League Cup game. We're already out of the League Cup this year, so playing the early round of the Cup games, and then we just won't see him barring an injury for Vicario. He won't play enough, Thermo, and he won't get better. I
always feel you need 3 good goalkeepers in the squad, and we don't. We only have 2. We only have 1.
Who's the second one?
Exactly, Brandon Austin or Kingsley. Do you know? If say we don't go for Trafford, right, and say Vicario gets injured, right, like the last season, who do you put in? Kingsley? He's not going to be full of confidence. He may get confidence for regular playing. He may get confidence for doing that, but who do would you have full confidence of Kingsley or Alston going to go? No.
When I think of my ideal squad, right, and I think about the players, I always think you have your number 1 keeper, right, who's normally in the prime of their career, like Vicario is meant to be, right. Then you've got, as I call, an older statesman who is near the end of their career but is still decent. I know Forster got a lot of stick, but I think for the role he was asked to play, which was the elder statesman backup, I thought he was perfect for it. Who was the other lad we had? Joe Hart was another one who fitted that same mold. So I think we should have 3 keepers, like you said. I think you need your current number 1. You need a veteran goalkeeper who doesn't mind sitting on a bench and is happy to be there to sit on the bench, fill in when he needs, and also the older statesman mentors a third goalkeeper who's a younger keeper who might not get that much game time, but at the very least can learn in training and be mentored by not only the number 1 choice, but also this elder statesman. We don't have that. We've got 2. We've got Brendan Austin, who's been here. You think he's a veteran keeper. He's not. He just never plays. He's been here for so many years. He's not a veteran keeper at all. He just sits on the bench every year. And we've got Vicario and Kinski. So,
what about Kasper Schmeichel? There's another one you could throw into the mix.
If you
wanted to. He's playing for Celtic at the moment. I think he's well into his 30s. But if you wanted an elder statesman, I think there's another good goalkeeper you could
Yeah.
use. So I'm just spitballing
Yeah,
these,
yeah.
just names coming
No,
into my
that
head.
that wouldn't be a bad idea. As that kind of elder statesman goalkeeper who could fill in whenever
Yeah.
Vicario is not available and to help mentor a young keeper at the same time. Yeah, that would be a good shout. Some in that bracket, Casey Keller did a similar job, or was it Brad Friedel? Might have been both. I think we had both of them, didn't we?
Yeah.
We kind of had. I think Casey Keller was the one I'm thinking about. He was here for a couple of years. And so every time we've had two keepers who are both the similar age, who was the Italian bloke we got? Who apparently was a really good character in the dressing room, but never played, and we had high hopes for him. Do you remember from Italy a couple of years ago?
Oh,
Don't know whatever happened to him. He went back to Italy, I
don't know.
think. Can't remember his
I think
name.
he did go back to Italy. Yeah.
That was the last time we had two keepers of a similar age kind of battling for
Mm.
it, and it ended up that one of the keepers just never got any games and just ended up being moved upon. So that's my worry for someone like Trafford, is that the same thing will happen. That's all.
Yeah, well, I look, I get it. I understand. Look, it's a good point. But if he was for sale, yay or nay?
Depends on the price. It's not my money, but it would depend on the price. But as far as talent is concerned, then yeah, I'd easily have him over Kinky. No disrespect. Easily, yeah.
Okay, well, there you go. I'm just trying to find. There is one more bit of news we got, guys, and it is Spurs. Here we go. Sorry, Spurs are still keeping. I can't believe I'm reading this out.
Oh, okay, yeah, all right.
Here we go again. Mark 3. Spurs are
Yeah.
still keeping an eye on Gallagher's situation. However, United are leading the race. And this one, the Keelan nearly fell off his chair before we came live. He said to me, Dermo, go on. Stop it, man. Stop kidding me. I was given this by a source to Keelan. You know him. He does speak the truth. Spurs are also looking at the possibility of hijacking a deal for one Balabert, Anderson, or what? Wharton. Now, the first one, can we please never talk of this man's name again? I'm getting sick of this. This is like the love affair that won't go away. What do you want to talk about, the first one or the second one? Do we have to talk about the first one?
I think what we'll do, Demo, is we'll go get the recording of last summer's transfer window, and then we'll get the recording of the year before's transfer window where we spoke about Conor Gallagher. We'll just play that. So we'll be back in a second. Do enjoy the clips, and then me and Demo will be back.
We'll splice them together like very quickly. Look, Spurs. Look, never say never. You know, football's a funny old game, Tequila. You know, anything can happen.
Okay, right. Okay, we'll do it again then. Very quickly. Right. Okay, Conor Gallagher.
Say what you said. Say what you said in the background about these three. Just be honest and say what you say, because I think what you said was probably the truth. But football can be a funny old game.
Okay, right. We're not going to get any of these three.
No.
Especially
if we do, what are you going to do? If we do,
I'm not. No, you're not catching. I'm not doing a demo. I'm not saying that I'm doing stuff in my underwear. I'm not getting caught that way. I'm not playing that game. I'll just say I'll be very surprised. Anderson, for me, is going to be. I'll be surprised if he doesn't start for England in the World Cup. If he doesn't start, he'll be Declan Rice's understudy in the World Cup. So that means that to get him will be a massive coup. I think Wharton as well. He's doing great for Palace. And Palace, do you know how much money Anderson or Wharton is going to cost us? English tax, right?
I would say Wharton over 100 million. Easy.
I can see him, dude. With Anderson playing really well for England, I can see them both being 100 million. So
then,
I just can't see it.
All right, then let's flip the question then, and let's say, right, if they did. Say we talked about Troy Parrott, didn't we, at the beginning? And saying Troy Parrott, if Tottenham go for Troy Parrott, then that tells us all we need to know about Enoch and where they're going in the transfer market. Then flip the question. Let's flip the leaf. That's a new one. I like it. I'm going to use that. Let's flip the leaf. If Spurs were to get one of these three players, what would that tell you about? Would you have the right to say to me, well, Domo, I did tell you. You should have given them time.
If we were to go in with a proper bid not like a 60 million pound, 60 million bid, which is probably what the opening offer will be, which will be rejected and laughed away for, especially for Anderson. And I think you might get Malibu for. I think he'd go slightly cheaper because. I mean, even him though, Dermo. How much? I'm thinking about it, and I'm just like, well, how much would he cost as well? I think he'd cost slightly less, but how much would he cost? Well, United were in for him as well, weren't they?
Yeah. But just look,
£100 million. Let's say £100 million for these three players. Certainly, in my mind, at least for Anderson and Wharton, right? Then
Anderson,
then that would be a statement of intent. I do think you'd probably get them for that. You'd have to convince them to come, and I think somebody put it in the chat regarding breaking the wage structure. I think you'd have to do that as well for both of them because you're going to have to beat off top level teams for their signature, and the only chance we've got is by offering them shitloads of money. Excuse my language. So that would I would then believe I would. If we put in a bid like that and it was accepted and we got one of those players in, that would answer my question probably the other way.
Yeah.
What about you?
Okay, then. For me, look, I agree with you. Look, if we get any of these three, I would fall over backwards and say, "Oh my god," because that really would show me that ENIC have changed their ways, that they mean business. We know football's a funny old game together. We know football can come up and bite you on the arse with signings, and Tottenham have got that in them to take a rabbit out of the hat somewhere along the line. I think, look, personally, I think the owners, though I don't trust them, and I think they're still the same. I think if they have any sort of anything about them, they're going to want to make a statement this January. They're going to want to make a statement and say to her, right, guys, we've changed. It's all about success. It's all about the football club. It's all about winning trophies. Now, I'm not saying we're going to get any of these three players, but I think they're going to want to bring in a statement and set the stall out. This is what we're going to do. And then this is what we're going to do in the summer. Out of them three, I would love all three of them at the club. Do you know what? If I had to pick one, I would have probably I'd probably have to go for Wharton. I think I think he's the better midfielder. I think he gives you more. And I just think him and Tottenham, can you imagine him, Xavi, and Bergville together in that midfield three?
Well, I was about to say, who do you put Xavi
He's an
in
upgrade on Bentoncourt. Wharton is an upgrade on Bentoncourt.
Well, easily. But this is my point: is who do you put him next to? Paulinho.
Yeah. You could
who, by the way, if you want to keep him, that's another 30 million.
Yeah.
So think about that as well, like 30 million for him, and then, as I said, 100 million. Do you see ENIC splunking 130 million? That's not without wages.
Yeah, but
I can't see it, dude.
I get it. Look, we've been here so many times before. Where we don't know if it's going to happen or not, and we've been let down so many times. But if they really want to make a statement, if they really want to push the boat out there, then this is the window to do it. I know January's supposed to be hard, but it's all about making a statement, isn't it? And if they bring in the right players for the second half of the season, who says we can't go for European place second half of the season?
What would you do, Dermo? What would you do if ENIC on January 1st bid 100 million for Anderson? This would be my preferred two, and 100 million for Wharton. Okay. What would you do? And brought them both in.
I would turn around on the 1st of January, that night show, or when we break the news together, and I've been totally wrong. I'd be cock a hoop.
That would give us arguably maybe not the best, but at least one of probably the best midfield pivots in the Premier League. So it cost us 200 million, but that's what it would take.
So who would you at that midfield would you let go then? Bentancur would be definitely one.
I'd get rid of Bentancur, Bissoumas. That's easy. We already know about that.
Yeah.
I'd get rid of Bentancur. I'd get rid of Sarr. That might not be very popular, but personally, I think he's okay, but I don't think he's top quality.
Do you think Bergville's better than Sarr?
Yes, I think he's got more potential anyway. I'd keep Bergville because he's young, Anderson and Wharton, and I'd probably keep Paulinho as the elder player. And he's probably the best, defensive player out of those four. But those would be my four midfielders: Anderson, Wharton. This is me personally, Paulinho and Bergville. Yeah.
No, for me, I probably agree with you. I can't see them bringing in two, but they're
no, I no, it was. I was being hyperbolic, but it's just like, could you imagine?
Even if they brought in one tequila, I think I would still say the same thing. Okay, they proved me wrong.
Yes, so would I. Yeah, so would I.
And I think look, if we can do, I think we need to do something in January. I think they realise that as well, and I think the problem we found, I think last summer, tequila, and we will probably talk more about this in the January window. But the more we look at the summer window, we didn't get rid of our outgoings, and that's always been our Achilles heel, isn't it? We can bring players in, but it's about getting rid of the deadwood. And do you remember that first summer on the Ange? How many players we got out that summer? That Paratici had full control over the window. Dyer went, Sanchez went, Højbjerg went. A load of players went out, didn't they? And we bought a load of players in. So I think Paratici has to start the ball rolling now. I think they're going to have to go to Paratici. Right, work your magic.
I don't think you're going to see that many players out in January, though. I mean, we
Definitely
could cut.
In the summer.
You can cut ties with Bissouma. I think you might as well just do that now. I don't know what the point of wasting is. Might as well just get it over with. Let's just do it.
Am I doing an internal investigation? I don't know how much of an internal investigation they're going to need. The video's there, like.
Well, unless we somehow think that we can get an extra year out of him, sign a contract, and then flog him in the summer to get a bit of money. But no one's gonna. Who's gonna take him? Who's gonna take him? He's not lit the world on fire at Spurs. And he's a troublemaker. Who take him?
Yeah, I got a team that would take him. North Korea United.
See how long he lasts. Think how long he lasts up there, don't we?
Yeah. Well, we can send him to Russia.
See how long he lasts there as well.
Right. Let's talk about our last bit of news before we finish off this show tonight, guys. And if you are enjoying it, do hit the like, do hit the subscribe. Yeah, do that. It really would make our year. If we get to 2,300 by Christmas, that'd be great for us. Really would be a great year. Do you know what, Tequila? We're actually nearly gonna hit. We're not that far off of hitting 500,000 views we got for this year, for the whole year.
Yeah, no, it's been a good year, mate.
It's been a really good year. We are going to do a stream Christmas Eve just to thank all you guys who subscribe, your members as well. So there is a show for you guys, and we're going to get many of you members on as well. So do join us for that. Now, on your screen, Tottenham family owners order account review after Levy exit. Now, this is in Bloomberg. So I'm going to read you a little bit of the article, not a lot of it, but the start of it, guys. The majority owners at Tottenham Hotspur is conducting an accountant review into former chairman Daniel Levy, long tenure as part owner and custodian, according to people familiar with the matter. The review by the Lewis Family Trust is understood to cover all commercial aspects of the Premier League Football Club's operations, including how sponsorship agreements were structured. One person said they spoke on condition of anonymity to discuss private information. The decision signals further deterioration in the relationship between Levy and the ownership group. Levy has instrumental engine Tottenham's financial turnaround during his last 25 years at the top of the club, before being controversially removed by the Lewis Family Trust in September. While there is no indication of any wrongdoing, the review looking into whether players and commercial contracts and payments were fairly valued. One of the people said it is being held by an executive management supported by legal counsel from Dickinson Mitto. According to another person, it follows a review earlier this year from the US management consultant firm Gibb River before Levy exited. representatives for the Lewis family, Dickinson and Mito, Levy and Tottenham Hotspur, all declined to comment. Now, a certain control, such reviews might be a normal practice after a change of ownership, but in the case of Tottenham, it was an existing owner accessing control. The Lewis family trust via its holding group of Enix Sports indicated. Just really going on a bit more. So, what do you think into that, Tequila? Do you think there's a smoking gun somewhere along the line? Do you think, right, let's put it this way very quickly. Do you think Enoch are looking for a smoking gun? Or
You mean, do you think they're trying to pin something on Levy? Is
Yeah.
that what you mean?
yeah, it wouldn't surprise me.
But what would the motive be?
Right, Joe Lewis was something inside the trading, wasn't he? And then
Yeah.
he got this pardon by Sleepy Jaws in America.
Yep.
Yes, he was caught asleep. He accused Joe Biden the same. He did the same himself. That was so funny. I've seen
China.
I've seen TikTok videos with him, one of them playing him asleep, playing Go to Sleep. Go to Sleep. It's so funny. Two got a pardon by Sleepy Jaws. Do you feel there's a link between something that Lewis could have done that they're trying to pin on Levy? Or do you think because Lewis took no interest in Tottenham and it was left to Levy all by himself? It's do you know what? Should we be worried as Spurs fans?
Unless Levy has broken the law. And do you know what? I slag off Levy a lot, and rightfully so, because I don't like how he treated the football side of the club. But I never thought he was stupid, dude. I never once said the man was stupid. So do I think that he'd be stupid enough to kind of like break the rules? Do I think that he's incapable of breaking the rules? No, that's naive. But do I think he generally would do something that's obvious? And maybe that's it. Maybe they're looking for something that isn't obvious. Do I think that Daniel Levy's got no skeletons in his closet and everything he did was buy the book and buy the number? No, that's naive too, to think that. But I'm not sure exactly what they're going for. I think Simon Jordan on TalkSport, I think I sent you the link earlier on.
You did, yeah, I did watch it. It was very good, by the way.
And he, a self-explanatory friend of Levy, so maybe he's going to be a little bit biased here because obviously he's mates with him. But he seemed to think it was just a natural thing, a natural consequence. I personally think that's probably true, but I also think there's probably an element of just in case there's anything they can find, especially from your mates Viv and Charlie, who will probably do anything they can to try and get in the Spurs fans' good graces. And they probably know that a lot of fans are, at least a large majority of them, did become anti-Levy. So any way that they can find anything on him to kind of dish any dirt and get any kind of score any points with the Tottenham fans, I think they'll do as well. But I don't think anything's going to come of it, dude. You never know. But I don't think they're going to find anything. I think they might be looking for something. I think you might be right. They might be looking for something. But I never thought Levy was a crook.
No,
I thought he was risk evasive, and I thought he was tight and all those things. But I never actually generally thought he was a crook. Personally, I never accused him of that. So
no, I didn't think he was a crook either. I thought he was stubborn. I thought he was probably not in the best interest at the club at heart, but I never thought he was stupid. But it's worrying that they're doing this, and it's weird. I know it's probably standard practice, but why leak it? That's the thing I'm wondering. Why leak it? I'm sure this happens up and down the country in businesses and in football clubs. You never heard of when Liverpool were taken over by a different owners. They did probably a review of the previous owners. So why are Tottenham leaking this? Why is this news now out? And is it the throw mode at Daniel Levy? This mystery of why he left is deepening until we get the full story why he left. I think this has been lapped into the god of, I don't know.
Maybe it's just you're right, as you said, and yeah, you're right. They probably are. They probably have looked at Levy and thought to themselves, well, we didn't we know more or less for a fact that
Mm.
the two people who took over weren't exactly Levy's biggest fans. We all heard the rumors ages ago about it. So they obviously weren't very happy with the man. So it could be they're just looking for any and all information they can, anything that he did wrong, so they can bring it to the public light and try and earn favour. This is what I think: trying to earn favour with the Spurs fans, saying like, "Well, Levy did this wrong. Levy didn't invest in this. Levy didn't cut that good deal. Levy didn't get the stadium rights. Levy didn't get that good sponsor. Levy rejected that investment." You see what I mean? All stuff which is all going to make you look weak.
Yeah, and also he was pricing them out for sale when Enid were looking to sell the club in the summer.
Which probably pissed them off royally. So
probably pissed them off. And maybe as summer transfer window, I think that has to be looked at as well. Because I feel there was a lot of,
you know what, if I were Charlie and Viv, I'd be looking at Levy. I'd be saying I'll be looking at some of the players, and like, this is where I would be looking. I would be looking at these players, and I'd be thinking to myself, what did Richarlison do to make us spend 65 million on him?
Yeah.
What did Tell do in a 6-month loan where I think he scored 2 goals, and I only remember one of the goals because it was a decent volley. Other than that volley, what did Tell do to justify us spending 40 million on him? This is where my questions would be. Where have you invested in these players? What a waste of money have you just made? We've got in my opinion, we've got an average team at best, mid-table team that's cost us hundreds and hundreds of millions to assemble this mid-table team. That's what I would be looking at. And maybe they are as well, looking at these players and just thinking, well, you know, who was giving Levy advice to buy these players? Was he even listening? We all, you know, that's where I'd be looking. You've wasted resources building an average team and spending way over the odds. The only thing we haven't wasted loads of money on is wages. Daniel kept that part pretty tight. But the transfer fees, Dermo, the transfer, Solanke, I don't hate Solanke, but it'd be like, well, we shouldn't have paid 65 million for him either. No, how many of these? Johnson, 42 million. Really? Archie Gray, a lot of potential, yeah, but 42 million for a player who never played in the Premier League? A championship player?
Yeah, I know. It's mind-boggling, isn't it? It really, and I think this is going to run this story. So I think it's worth keeping an eye on actually in the next few days, because I think nothing may come of it, but something major may come of it. But who do we know? But Tequila, well, yeah, of course you can. We've got a guest coming on, Tequila, very quickly.
Okay.
I didn't notice their message, but I'm sending them the link now. So hopefully. There we see it. We've got a very guest coming on. She is known. No, she could not be. She could be he. They are known for their scrappiness in the world of football. So we're just waiting. If they are going to pop on or not. Just before they do, Tequila. Just let people know what you got coming up while we're waiting for our guest to appear suddenly. What you got coming up in your channel, bud?
You can find me at the Play Pouch, and I thought there'd be South Park, but because it's so near Christmas, and my mate who's meant to be doing it's got quite a young family, so you can understand. So he's just said that he's going to restart it in the new year. So South Park will be coming back. It's not really Christmassy anyway, is it? South Park, let's be honest. So South Park will be coming back in a new year, but we do have at least 3 or 4 shows coming up. There's going to be a show at the weekend, which is going to be our version of the Game Awards, which is a little bit sarcastic because it wasn't the best year. That'll be over the weekend. I'm not sure on the time. And then I will be doing 3 pre-records to release to you lovely folks on Christmas Eve. I think one is going to come out. And then it's going to be one, maybe like the 27th, 28th. And then the last one will be just before New Year's, which will be the top 5 games of the year, the top 5 worst games of the year, plenty to choose from there. And the 5 best games that we're looking forward to for next year. And there will be pre-records. So I'll be recording before Christmas, and they'll be out in the last week of the month. And the only other thing is there is the official Game Awards show. Dermo, you might be interested in watching this. The official Game Awards show, which is tomorrow night. Well, it's actually Friday morning for us, so in Europe at 1 a.m. So if anyone wants to stay up late and watch it with us, we're going to be doing a live recap, even though it's going to be really late and I'm going to be really tired, at 1 a.m. which is the Game Awards show. So please join us for that, and
Ooh.
we'll talk about. You never know, Dermo. Maybe you'll finally get your Transformers game, but don't count on it.
I'm not counting on it. I'm looking forward to the James Bond game coming out. I cannot wait.
You will,
for that.
you will probably see that. Yeah, so you'll probably
Yeah.
get a trailer for that.
While we wait. Oh, here she is. Right. I have to play this thing again. Where is it? This is her new intro too, by the way, and this is she. This is her new intro.
Let's get ready to rumble!
There you go. You got your own intro now.
Oh no, I wanted the one. I'd rather have the suck it one. I love that.
I'll find that.
I've got 2 words for you. Suck it.
Yeah,
I'll
Degeneration
find that.
X, WWF,
Yeah.
Degeneration
Yeah.
X.
Or as Keeler's always says, pitted fool.
Joe, what? Generation X was such a great time of wrestling, man. They were wicked. They were so funny.
Yeah, it
The
was
things they used to get up to.
Yeah, it was the late 90s when it wasn't. Yeah, you could kind of get away with a lot more in the late 90s than you can now. That you can do
Yeah.
that stuff on TV nowadays.
No, wrestling now is just boring. I've showed my kids all the old stuff because they're the fun. That's the fun stuff, man. The new stuff's just
Definitely.
pants.
I agree.
Welcome back. It's been a while since you've graced your presence on this channel. It's lovely to have you back, by the way. It's great to have you pop on. Daniel Levy, you messaged me, can I come on? I just want about the Levy part.
Yeah,
Where are you on it?
because I did a video about it earlier, Dermot, and to be honest with you, I feel like that this is like a bit of misdirection from the Lewis family. So they're trying to say, look, we're so innocent, we didn't do nothing. All these years it's always been Daniel Levy, because it's very convenient that now he's left, that they're pointing the finger majorly at Daniel Levy. I feel like that is so suspicious. Like, why are they pointing the finger all of a sudden at Daniel Levy for literally everything and just basically denying any accountability and any knowledge of what went on in the club for all these years? Come on, man, that can't be true. Like, I feel like it's a bit
brownie
weird.
points here, isn't it? It's to earn brownie points with the new fan base to try and say, look, you know, we're the nice guys. Really, it was Levy who's the evil one. We're the nice guys. We're the good guys. You can trust us.
Yeah.
Hopefully, nobody falls for that.
Well, I hope not, because I don't know if anyone's seen Agatha All Along from Disney. That's what it reminds me of. It was like it was Levy all along. That's what it was like. Like, that's what they're trying to say.
They should release that as they should release that song just like they did for Levy all along. They should release it.
It was like I said, Mia, right? This happens up and down the country through different football clubs, different owners come in. This happens day in, day out. Why was this linked? And I think you're right on that. I don't trust Enoch. And we were talking about me and Tequila earlier about transfers and what do they need to do. And I feel Enoch do need to do something this window to stamp their authority and say, look, this is the way we're going to go forward. Look, what do you want from Enoch this summer, this winter? And what would a statement signing be for you?
I think that for me, they've got to keep to their word, right? Otherwise, they're going to look pretty stupid. Because if they've gone and done all this stuff and said, look, it was Levy all along, and it just is exactly the same as what it's always been, then that shows that's not actually true, right? So they're going to look really, really foolish if they don't step up. So they have to go big or go home, innit? That's what they got to do. And for me, I feel like we now, with the situation with Adogi, we need to get someone on the left, really. I don't think that's a statement signing, but I do think that has to be addressed. And I think that Joel, would be a statement, ripping up someone like Basuma's contract and saying bye-bye. I feel like some of the stuff they could do, not just buying players, but in the way that they act towards these players that they don't want, to get them out. I think that would also send a statement. I think that would show that things are changing around here. We're not mugs. We're not going to just let you sit and take your pay packet, you know?
Yeah, no, I agree. Look, if you could pick one player, guys, right, in the window, look, we know Simeone can be got in January, but I think he may end up going to Liverpool. I think, if we're going to be totally honest. And I think I read somewhere on another Liverpool YouTube channel that a deal has been agreed with Liverpool and Bournemouth for Simeone. How true that is, I don't know. I just feel they've got to do something this year. But I think you're right with the misdirection. I really do feel you're spot on with that, Mia. I really do. I mean, guys, where are you with this now? Do, do, I I feel there should be a protest. Tequila knows how I feel about this, and don't you, man? That I feel there should be a protest. I feel there should be something changed for Tottenham. Should be start coming out now, coming out of the woodwork and start saying, right, if we don't see any improvement, we're going to come back out again. Mia, look, you go to the games a lot. Do you think the fans have the appetite for more protests, or do you think everyone's in Tequila's boat, which is we're going to give them a summer and see where we go from there? What do you want to see happen?
Well, I feel actually that a lot of people sort of backtracked because it was always Levy and Enoch out.
Yeah.
And now Levy's gone, it feels like everybody's gone, oh, all right then, Vivian and Charlie, we'll let you have a little while to see what you're going to prove. And I just don't really understand why, because they were always really against the Lewis family as well as Daniel Levy. So I don't really know why it kind of dispelled when they're still here and they're refusing to sell the club. But obviously, I don't believe in the protests do anything anyway. I believe that it's such a small percentage of people that actually turn up when the grand scheme of things of how big the actual protest could be, because so many people go to the games but choose not to protest. They choose to walk past it and say, no, thank you. I think that shows you, doesn't it, that actually a lot of people aren't that interested in it. But I do think a lot of people are going to give them time, but I never really understood why, because it was Levy and Enoch out, but everybody seems to have sort of forgotten that part.
I mean, Tequila, are you the same with Mia? I think you are. I think you're the same with me, aren't you, in a way? But I get Mia's point, and it's a very good point.
I understand what Mia's saying, and I don't know if I'll just talk about me, I guess. She might be right on some people, and everyone's going to see it a bit differently. But I think for me, it's we never fully knew. I think we all assumed, and I think we're probably going to end up proving right, that they are one and the same entity. I think that's going to probably play out that way. But because you can't be really 100%, and I think it's just like, well, if we want them out as well, then we've got to go through the whole process of finding a buyer that's willing to pay the money they want. And we don't know. We know that Levy apparently wanted 5 billion. We don't know if Enoch are going to take less than that. My instinct tells me that they won't. They're going to want their 5 billion. So it's the lesser of two evils a little bit, where it's like, okay, so the easier thing to do is give them a small amount of time. For me, one window, a summer window. Yeah. And then if it's the same old crap with the wages and the penny pinching and the opportune deals only and not going for who we really want, then we have to go the full fury. But that is going to be hectic, because we might want them out, but we have to find a buyer.
But we've had buyers, they turned offers down. So that means that they want to stay. But that's what I'm saying. I don't think protests will get them out unless they want to sell. And clearly they don't, because they turned down offers.
They probably weren't enough. They probably weren't enough.
Then do you think but
they don't have to. They don't have to sell, and that's the only thing that the only thing a protest can do is not going to force them to sell. It just makes it uncomfortable. Some people will react to the uncomfortableness. Others won't. We don't know. They might not care. They might not care. They don't care. They might be fine going to home games and having 30 or 40,000 people chanting them every week. They might be fine with that. They might just say, like, you know what? Okay, you can boo us all you want, but we're still not going to sell if you don't get the 5 billion. Boo us all you want. They might not care. Others might react a bit more to it, and it could make a difference. For example, of maybe them turning around and saying, okay, then we'll take 4 billion then, just to get out. Right? We'll take 4 billion.
I don't think that's ever going to happen. Mike Ashley was being absolutely lambasted with everything you could possibly think of, and he didn't go until he wanted to be. He got the money that he wanted. These people, they don't care, man. They've got so much money, a few boos. They just put some earplugs in and be like, "Cool, sweet."
Yeah, you're probably right.
It's like the Sheffield Wednesday owner as well, isn't it? He doesn't care about the club.
And West Ham the same.
Well. Yeah. I agree with Tequila. Look, we had the Amanda Staveley thing in the summer, didn't we? and we were reporting on the channel that they were in looking to buy the club, but it was a case of buying ENIC out and leaving Levy there. And why would ENIC want to sell Tottenham? A, because of the property value they've bought around the stadium. Secondly, with the hotel being built, they're going to make millions and millions of more money because of the hotel and everything. I just feel anyone that comes in to buy Tottenham is either going to have to be Qatari, Saudi Arabian, or somebody from the Middle East, or a damn real rich American. And out of them four, do you know what? I'd be very much on the boat of be careful what you wish for. But if I had a choice between them four, I would have to go for a Qatari. I wouldn't trust an American with it, because though we do have the NFL links, I would have to trust the Middle Eastern takeover. I don't know what you guys think, and we'll probably round that up there. But if you had four people, Mia, that four potential bidders, you had the USA, you had the Qatari, you had the Saudi Arabia, or somebody from Bahrain. Well, you can say them three is the Middle East. So USA and Middle East. Who would you be happy with our club? Because it is our club at the end of the day.
I mean, it's more likely to be a consortium, so it could be a mix of different types of people. Well, depending, you don't want too many, because that could also sort of cause a problem. But I would probably say American, because I just don't know, like the whole Middle Eastern thing is going to cause, I think, a lot of problems, because I just don't know, like, will it be all right? Are people going to be really accepting of it? I guess people will, because I guess that when it's your club, and obviously you're still going to support them. But are people going to feel differently? I know people can't really, because like I say, I always say this, you can't, because at the end of the day, all the stuff we buy has been like manufactured in sweatshops by little kids who get paid like 2p a month. So obviously that's morally, there's really, the morals kind of go out the window. But when it comes to what they want to actually do with the club, a consortium of people that are decent, even if they're American, I don't think is necessarily a bad thing. It just depends on who you get in the consortium.
I agree. Tequila, bud. Last word. I'll put you in the top, put you in the driving seat. Go on, drivers out of here, bud. Drivers down the end. The drivers down the road.
I don't want the Middle East stuff. Without getting too heavy into it, because it's not a politics show. I can't fully get behind some countries who have their laws. I will never be okay with it. I understand that the arguments are. Oh, getting some feedback. I understand that the arguments are that if you can't beat them, join them. You know, City have got them, Newcastle have got them.
Newcastle can't spend the money, and they've got all money in the world at the moment.
That's true.
So
I'd rather not. I think I'd rather go for the Americans as well. But it could be the same thing as we've already got. So you could be going from one to just the same thing again, but this time with American owners rather than for me, Nick.
Do you think they might use the NFL and use that as a link? Possibly.
They could do. I don't know, Dermo. Whichever way it goes, it's a punt. But I think that we've had 25 years on. I think 25 years is long enough sample size to know really that we can't really trust ENIC. Yeah, Levy's not there, and I'm with you. Really, that I don't particularly trust them. I feel like I'll give them one. This is just me. I'll give them the smallest of opportunities, because I do think everyone deserves at least a small chance. But I have less than a 5% in my head. It's like I'm 95% sure that they are the same entity. Levy and ENIC are the same entity.
Yeah. I do know what I think they are, and I think this with Levy and the Tottenham thing, I think this is going to roll on this story. I think there's more to this than meets the eye. Guys, thank you all for watching so much. But Mia, I'm going to put you on the big screen. I'm going to give you the chance to hang on.
No,
that didn't work. Yeah, it didn't work. How does this work? Hang on. Oh, bloody hell! This is all new, and I'm not working. But anyway. Sod it. Mia, where can people find you?
People can find me over at Tottenham's Lone Wolf, and yeah, I do videos.
Ow!
I do videos regularly.
Sorry.
And yeah, that's just me. I do shorts and I do pre-record videos. So I don't do lives, but people still get me and like listen to what I've got to say and comment. I'm always happy to be in the comments with people and have a little chat with people. So yeah, it's all good.
Do get over there. It's a great channel. Mia's a great part of this community, and great to have her on the channel again, isn't it? Together, absolutely. This girl is the Scrappy Doo of the Tottenham community.
She
Don't
certainly
mess with her.
is, and it's strange for me because the last time I saw you guys on the show, I was in the chat watching.
Yeah.
Before I even joined the channel, so it's like full
So it's
circle.
come
for
full
me a little
circle.
bit.
Yeah.
It's a little bit funny, yeah. It's like
Yeah.
oh, I was just more than in the chat being sarcastic. Now I get to
Also,
be sarcastic other than
Sarcastic is probably a polite way to put it, but yeah.
yeah.
But I will put it in there that me and Mia did break the Harry Kane news that he was leaving Tottenham. Mia, that's always our claim to fame. We broke that first.
Joe, what the battles and fights I had with people about Harry Kane, man, ridiculous.
I know those were the days. Those
He
were the
wanted
days.
to leave people. You couldn't force him to stay. It doesn't matter how much you wanted him to stay. He did not want to stay. So all this whole we should have kept Harry Kane business is just silly because he didn't want to stay.
Very quickly, Mia, we were talking earlier about Troy Parrott. Keela says no. Am I right to say that, Keela?
Yeah, no. You need, let him go to another league first. Prove he can do it there. Then come back to me on it.
I've got my Irish glasses on, thinking because he done brilliant for us and he is doing well where he is. Would you take him? Yeah.
No, absolutely not. Just because they do well in some other league, it doesn't mean they can come back to the Prem. And just because they're doing well for Ireland, it's Ireland.
Yes, but we're in the World Cup draw.
Well, congratulations, but he's still.
I just don't think he's going to go and win the damn thing.
I never said that. I never brought England into it. All I'm trying to say is that I don't think he's up to the level, and that's why we didn't keep him. It's not, how many Premier League players actually play for their club. It's such a small percentage that actually end up playing. So I just don't think he was up to the level, man. I think that he's found his level where he's at.
What is it now? 60 years of hurt, Nelly?
At least we had hurt. At least we bloody won it.
Yeah, but it took you 33 years to beat us. Then you had to wait till we had a shit team.
But you still didn't win it. Where's your trophy for that, mate? You never got no bloody trophy for it.
Hang on. Who beat you in '88? We did in Stuttgart. Who drew with you in Italian '90? We did.
But you didn't get a bloody trophy for it.
But also, who went to the World Cup in '94? You lot didn't. We did.
But you didn't win it. It doesn't matter. You don't get a participation trophy. You do know that. Oh my God! You want to win with Tottenham, so why can't you feel the same with Ireland? You did not win, so no. We did.
Yeah, but I know we're never going to win anything. But just give us a chance. We like being there. We've got.
See that I'm going to have to be peacemaker around these parts.
The World Cup's going to be fun this summer. Can you imagine if Ireland did play England in the World Cup? That would be funny.
Joe, would be even worse if it was Cyprus, man. If it was Cyprus,
God, yeah, I know.
I'll be fighting my little country's battles, man, because it's only tiny, and bless us.
We're tiny as well. We're fighting above our weight. Well, look, at least somebody in this group, this chat's going to be happy. Tequila with Scotland, they got Brazil. I feel for you. World Cup for Peter. I really feel for you, but we are going to cover the World Cup on the channel, by the way, and we will cover the games, the Scotland games, the England games. If Ireland get there or Wales get there, we will cover all the home nation games and Ireland games. Scotland, Brazil, Tequila, 3 a.m. They've picked some rubbish times for matches. Damn America. On that bombshell.
Pubs still be open in Scotland to watch that.
You thinking of doing a pub? Go to a Scottish pub and stream from there?
I'm not traveling to Scotland, bruv. No way. That's like 8 hours in the car. No way.
I don't know. But anyway, on that bombshell, do you want to take us out, bud? As you always do.
I don't know what you're talking about, mate. Okay. All I'll say is this, right? If I was still in charge, Bissouma never, ever would have been doing balloons. He'd be doing cocaine. It's just who we are, mate.
Oh, bloody hell. Good night.